It takes a lot more than heavy lifting to clear our snowy streets. Arvada gears up for winter, next on Arvada Insights. Hey, I'm Arvada Mayor Marc Williams, and on this cold and blustery day, I'm with our street czar, Mark Bowman. Mark, where are we, and what do you do here?
Right now we're at the Wadsworth facility. This is where we do base all of our operations out of for snow and ice control, but we also do asphalt patching, concrete drainage, sweeping, mowing, everything out of this facility.
Well, Mark, on this sort of chilly day, it's putting us in the thought of what you do during the wintertime most of all. Tell me, you've got well over 400 miles of street that you're responsible for getting clear. How do you do it?
That's right, Mayor. We have 467 miles this year of snow routes. Last year we had 450, but with the addition of the Candelas, the whole northwest portion of the city, we've added 17 more miles of streets. We have 27 people from utilities that assist us with our snow removal operations. We put 54 people out on the road on a 24-hour time frame for snow removal operations.
So Mark, in terms of technology and budget, what does it take to keep our streets safe and clear, particularly in the wintertime?
Well, Mr. Mayor, the truck behind us right here costs about $225,000. It's set up to where it can apply both liquid and sand salt or just salt. So that's the latest in technology. It also has a GPS unit on it so we can track that truck, where it's been, where it's located presently, what routes have been completed, which ones haven't, how much material has been placed, is the plow up, is the plow down, road temperatures, everything. So that's what the latest technology does for us. As far as a budget standpoint, like I mentioned, this truck costs about $225,000. Overall, we have 15 trucks that we put out on the road every storm. As far as the program for an entire year, we spend about $300,000 to $400,000 of material, plus labor, plus equipment. It's usually about $1 million every year for snow and ice.
Well, when we have to spend it, it's important to have it there so we can do it.
You bet.
Well, you know, I see all the fancy equipment, I see everything. What's new? What's new in fighting the snow?
I would say mainly the material that we're using two different materials. I'll give you an example of that. They're both salts, but one is salt that's out of Utah, and the other salt's mined out of Missouri. The mined material is the material that's hardest to get because there's a shortage on that. A lot of it goes to the northwest and the northeast, but not much comes to the central portion. So we try to get our salt from North American, which is out of Utah. That's one that comes from the Salt Lake, and it's a finer material, finer gradation, but yet it works real well as far as starting the melting process that much quicker.
Mark, other than sun, which we don't have much of today, what works best in removing the snow, and what makes your job the easiest?
Well, the salt obviously is what works best for us. Ground temperatures also come into play. Right now the ground temperatures are still very warm, so until we start having some frost in the ground, usually we don't have to put down much material because the ground will take care of that. We just have to plow the snow off the streets. But once we get into the colder months, December, January, we start having to apply more material, the more of the salts to get that snow and ice off the streets.
Now, Mark, there's sort of been a change in philosophy in the city a little bit in terms of getting out sooner on the roads than what we used to. Is that true?
That's very true. Yeah, the sooner we get out, the better. It's better to fight the snow from the bottom up than from the top down. You're not putting down as much material that way. So as soon as we know that there is a forecast for snow, we gear up, we get the plows and sanders loaded, we get the trucks loaded with material, and we try to attack the storm from the very start of it, when it first starts snowing, not before it sticks. That way we can work it, like I say, from the ground up.
What can our citizens do to make your job easier, either in their driving or in their plowing or shoveling their own snow? What can they do to help?
Well, first thing they need to do is just allow for more time to get wherever they need to go, from point A to point B. Be patient with the other people that are out on the road. Have adequate snow tires. Be prepared that way. When it comes to what can they do at their home, when they're shoveling their snow and they're removing the snow from the driveway or from the sidewalk, put it back in the yard. The yard needs the moisture anyway. Don't put it in the street. Don't put it in the gutter. When you put it in the gutter line, it just blocks the water when it does melt. If you throw it out in the street, it just takes that much longer for it to melt. So just put it back in the yard. That's the best place to put it, and that'd help us out a lot.
Well, that's a good tip. Mark, I know that people, you know, as the storms are coming this year, they need more information. What's the best source of information about our streets, about snow routes, things of that nature?
Well, you can get on the city's website and it will show their routes. If they're curious on what routes they have closest to their home, they can look at the website and see it there. It was also published in the Arvada report, which is a good source. Or if they have any question, they can call our streets hotline, our snow hotline, which is 720-898-7725.
Well, Mark, thank you for all your work, everything you do. Let's go get some hot chocolate. It's chilly out here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You know, when the temperature drops, our streets team heats up to battle those horrible Colorado winters. It's getting chilly out here, so I'm Arvada Mayor Marc Williams, and that's a wrap.